Minister, I too welcome, and People for Profit too welcome this piece of legislation. But why it's taken so long to bring it to this juncture is beyond me. And why do we have to put legislation forward to compel energy companies to give money back? Because in the last number of years and well beyond, they have been seriously profiteering from the energy crisis, and people's bills have borne that out. Ordinary people that are struggling with huge energy bills that are completely out of sync in relation to their income, and people are really struggling to have to make an alternative between heating their home or eating. And lots of people in the last number of years have been left with that kind of alternative, while the immoral situation is energy companies making vast amount of money on people's misery. Now, how that was allowed to happen and how the kind of grounds were allowed that to happen, it's open for debate. We've seen over the last number of decades that the liberalisation and the deregulation of energy in Ireland, it hasn't worked. In fact, if you looked at energy costs 25 years ago, it was actually much cheaper in Ireland than any other European country for energy costs in relation to bills. And that there was no competition. There was ESB was the monolith, and it's a very good company. But now we have regulation, we have competition. Has it brought more efficiency? No, it hasn't. Has it brought prices down? No, it's done the opposite. And now we have a situation where a number of companies have made absolutely vast amounts of money, particularly in the last number of years. And windfall taxes, in its their complexity, are probably a one-off measure, and they don't retrospectively look at all the vast amount of money these companies have made. So I think that's where it draws its weakness, and hopefully, we have to look at the details in relation to how much money can be expelled from a windfall tax. I'm sure these companies now have their accountants ready to go to see how they can actually get out of some of these loopholes around paying this tax. And I think, Minister, one of the substantial things that we need to talk about here is about how energy companies are planned in this country. Ideologically, I believe public services such as energy should be nationalised. There should be no competition. They should be there for the public good, and they should look at obviously the situation around renewables. They should be looking at the situations about being completely environmentally friendly and also accessible to the public. But now we have the opposite of that, and I think that's a bigger question here. About nationalisation of energy companies. We have seen in other countries where they have seen this different model rather than the capitalist model of competition all the time. A model of nationalisation. It actually is better. Actually, it's a more efficient system than we have at the moment. So, Minister, I think the bill is welcome. It's very late in the day. But again, the devil's in the detail, and how much money you can expel from these companies. And why do we have, this should be there shouldn't be legislation in this House in the first place. These companies should not be in a situation where they're making excessive profits, and they actually should give the money back, because it's our money at the end of the day, and they should be compelled to give this money back rather than emergency legislation like this.